Let's talk about process scheduling next. For the CPU to start executing a process, the process must be ready first. The problem is, however, there will be multiple ready processes waiting in the ready queue. How do we pick what is the right process that should be given the CPU next, that should be scheduled on the CPU? This is a simple diagram where we have a ready queue with several processes waiting in it. There's the CPU, which has currently one process scheduled on it. So the question is, which process do we run next? This is determined by a component called the CPU scheduler. The CPU scheduler is an operating system component that manages how processes use the CPU resources. It decides which one of the currently ready processes will be dispatched to the CPU so that it can start using the CPU. And it also determines how long this process should be allowed to run for. Over time, this means that in order to manage the CPU, the operating system must be able to preempt, to interrupt the executing process and save its current context. This operation is called preemption. Then the operating system must run the scheduling algorithm in order to choose one of the ready processes that should be run next. And finally, once the process is chosen, the OS must dispatch this process onto the CPU and switch into its context so that that process can finally start executing. Given that the CPU resources are precious, the operating system needs to make sure that CPU time is spent running processes and not executing scheduling algorithms and other operating system operations. So it should minimize the amount of time that it takes to perform these tasks. The operating system must be efficient in that respect. What that means is that it is important to have both efficient designs as well as efficient implementations of the various algorithms that are used, for instance, in scheduling, as well as efficient data structures that are used to represent things like the waiting processes or any information that's relevant to make scheduling decisions. This includes information about the priority of the processes, about their history, like how long did they reign in the past. Other information may be also useful.